in Banjul, and this is GRTS News, broadcasting for viewers in the Gambia and around the world. We begin with our top story. Public holidays throughout the Gambia in observance of the Christian Holy Feast of Christmas. In ensuring a landslide victory for the NPP in the December 4th road projects, GRTS finds out how work is faring ahead of the summit. On the internationals, Uganda considers rolling out the booster shot following a surge. Batch of vaccines expired in November. Well, that's the top of the news and much more. Informed that His Excellency President Adama Barrow, acting under Section 76 of the 2022 as public holidays throughout the Gambia. The holidays are of the first family and the government to wish the Christian community and the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, has commended the region for the NPP-led alliance in the last presidential election. The Gambian Modu Jallo, the two committees were also awarded cash prizes for their exploit report.
The regional NPP campaign teams across the country are credited for undertaking a history. Two regional campaign committees in the North Bank region and the capital Banjul. This afternoon separately met the committees that led to the president's election. Several speakers praised the unprecedented unity and coordination with call for the consolidation of these gains to ensure application of the same strategy in the upcoming parliamentary election. The Minister of Forestry and the Environment, Lamin Diba, tasked the committees to. The Banjul committee members gave strong reassurances that they will ensure excellent speakers including Alhaji Mbaye Gueye, Aji Louis Diop and Fisheries Minister James Fulmus Gomez. All thanked the President for the. They also described President Barrow as hard-working, humble but principled, calling on him to give more opportunities so the party win the election. This year's campaign, the President argued, is on president elections. He also described this year's election as the freest and most credible in the nation's history, having internationally acclaimed, insisting that the Gambia has made its mark on the world stage. Victory celebrations will be held at each region with the grand national celebrations.
Now, following the laying of the foundations to Kololi Tavan Bijilo Brufut Road, GRTS's Khadijatu Jallo.
This is the site where one of the contracted companies for the and Pavi Ford construction manager said the groundwork for the road
into two lots, lot 1 and 2, and each of the lots is being executed by company. This is their base for their component of the project. So this is where they do
of 6 major roads within the city, the urban itself, both sides, and it's hot mix asphalt. For order to
the workforce here, according to the manager, comprises 90.
We've not got any strong challenges, any strong obstacles because we've been having our way through. They're very, very impressive. The young ladies are doing well, the men are doing well. So we are, this time I think we are.
Iron bending section and foreman Matthew J. Kuruma expressed optimism to complete the project on time.
They give us an orientation about time working, and they only need to advise people because a lot of them they have never worked in company like this.
Spoke to, particularly women, express appreciation for the job opportunity. These women are high school graduates without employment. This opportunity has encouraged them as their expertise in engineering and road construction. As said, the road project is a real life-changing scheme and not a political step ahead of the 2022 OIC Summit News.
Now, the Ministry of Youth and Sport from across the country. The forum held in Pakalinding Lower River region focused mainly on business planning to improve access to
Ministry of Youth and Sports, the capacity building which targeted to improve employment opportunities and economic growth, speaking in part to youth empowerment.
Most youth-owned businesses fail because this is what this business plan training is trying to change by ensuring that you, for our young people, that's the youth of this country. The Gambia government, through the Ministry of Employment, through entrepreneurship, and one of the cardinal pillars of this, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, of course, implemented
for young entrepreneurs, which require the development of a viable business plan.
They have introduced the Youth Revolving Loan, which is a generosity of government. They also have something that they call the Youth Grant. That you must develop a business plan that
called on young people to make the best use of the opportunities at their disposal.
Skill is one of the recipes that can emancipate these young people. If you are an entrepreneur, the opportunities are many. Opportunities talk about the business plan, but it's very difficult to develop it unless it's a very good initiative.
Participants thank the organizers for the initiative in accessing support from financial hubs and other capacity building.
Now, the Roots Project continues its engagements in rural Gambia's gardens in the North Bank region in partnership with the Regional Agriculture Directorate. The support, and he traveled with the team and he prepared this report.
Compact with fertility is another resource from which the women of Kanikunda Suba can tap to make ends. Fatum Boj, a young mother, is proud to garden where she struggles for survival. The road to success is tedious, both capacity and gardening as a trade. In the countryside where many farmers are challenged by nature to live in the food production value chain, even a startup capital is hard to transformation of hopes and dreams even much harder. I would call on authorities to consider that for improvement. Facility Phase 2 is distributing viable seeds for season.
These vegetable seeds and sanitary materials are meant for the women farmers. This is one of the support. We've selected about 11 vegetable schemes in the region, urging the farmers to do the nursery for this seed office, the Roots office, the regional coordination unit at the Kerawan office will be monitored.
The seeds will be very useful to us. I may even increase my production capacity. This activity is part of the implementation.
Gardens, we consider proximity to the road, proximity of the garden to have people with disabilities and a whole range of criteria. This
will be provided to several vegetable gardens backed with technical assistance to ensure. I am Farmer Akani.
Well, over now to the Service Reform Program 2018 to 2027. And as a result, the PMO that Cabinet has approved implementation of the new pay and grading structure in Economic Affairs, and the Accountant General's Department has been set up to orderly transition of the new system. Finally, this is indeed important as it will talents required for improved service delivery, assist in retaining highly skilled and competent civil servants, a new motorbike to council's tax collectors for ease of mobility.
These are the 10 brand new motorbikes. He describes the move as great importance in enhancing revenue collection for the council. He urged collectors
to buy these brand new 10 motorbicycles for the increasing the revenue base of the council and to increase the income of the council to come their dues. But instead, we have to go and ask the
collectors in a bid to maximize income for development of communities in the area.
10 brand new motorbikes, the mobility constraint affecting revenue collectors and the collections of revenue. Management strategy 2021-2025.
The governor of West Coast Region, Lamin Sane,
as these motorbikes are a public good and not a private good in the performance of councils. As a service delivery institution,
we are supposed to also develop to our people. All the time when they want to build facilities, they want access to water, drinking water, clean water, have a role to play in national development.
Ibrahim Jallo, GRTS News.
Of the Ministry of Health on Wednesday held a press briefing on tobacco control.
Tobacco use in the Gambia is becoming increasingly common among young people who face new health and diabetes, as well increased risks of tuberculosis and immune system problem, motion and sponsorship.
And we are working towards reducing tobacco use through health promotion on the verge of completion. And with regards to the project, we are looking at 3 areas. When we know warnings on the tobacco products packaging, if you had noticed in the market now,
unit outlined the legislation which says a person shall not initiate any advertisement for being sent to buy or sell tobacco.
We have seen that now in radios industry, actually when you stop them at this site, they usually find other subtle brand of cigarette. But the law had actually also advised them to desist from tea traders. The moment you see the umbrellas, you see a certain kind of cigarette that is also advertised or any other forms, and they come and say, okay, I want to sponsor that. The law is saying no. Tobacco industry.
Program manager of the non-communicable disease unit, Omar Baji, said levels of cooperation
everywhere, even within health. If you go out right now, uniform smoking, this is behavior. This is what we should discourage. This is what, and we are not relenting our effort. We are just strengthening whatever we want to do, and we are doing our best, and we are continuing the orientation, the sensitization, regional, and
tobacco use in the Gambia with new interventions supporting comprehensive action.
Bay's Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy Skills Center on Thursday held its first graduation ceremony, contribute their quota in the socio-economic development of the country. Khadija Tuba reports.
Of acquiring skills in providing one's income as well as reducing
resilience. Acquiring skills will generate income that has affected their lives in the past. Fighting poverty in utilization of skills for youth and women.
The Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable M of Government's continuous support to empower youths in the country.
We all go into understand that with skills, that we are able to support ourselves through a salary that we get, our minds, to be people that are not going to be dependent on others, but those that are going to be independent.
The Director of Gender Equality and Women Empowerment, Mariam Ga, skills to women. She noted that the knowledge acquired will enhance their capacities to be economically valuable.
Who have worked so hard to get to where they are today. I must valuable knowledge and skills to these young women, young graduates today, I may say, and their communities.
We will also support.
Fatoumata Sane, on behalf of the graduates, thank their teachers.
GRTS News, broadcasting for viewers in the Gambia and around the world. We'll take our first break. The news continues in just a moment.
Credit. All I need is $5. With the AfriCell SMS Express service, you can send 200 valid for 7 days and enjoy texting.
Where AfriCell goes, nobody dares to follow.
Double the data, double the fun. Only
at 80 megabytes. And also receive 3 gigabytes of data for only $150.
Visit our nearest AfriMoney agent.
AfriMoney. Send money anywhere, anytime.
Ko doxal niki December 2018 section 9 si sarta bi mo jox cigarette wala sisa nit kuy tux cigarette wala sisa waruta dendok steen tere na tux cigarette wala sisa ci biiri mbolo fu ci melni biribi liggéey kaay yi public transport ak fépp fu nit ñi dajé su office building schools garages am bërëb boo jiite fu nit ñi dajé muy bërëbu liggéey kaay wala public transport wa Ministry of Health MOH Aqua Management Sciences for Health MSH ñolen ko don baaxe.
Nationals beginning in Uganda as the country is considering endorsed by cabinet and health officials, and government says the country has enough vaccines
and they believe the new Omicron variant may be responsible for the surge. Protect people against symptomatic and severe illness from COVID-19.
And enough to vaccinate Ugandans, and therefore we are now embarking.
Officials say cases are still rising with more than 1 in 10 people.
I think what is still helping us as the Delta variant. Virulent means disease causing, because the majority of the cases of Omicron are asymptomatic.
Plan is to vaccinate at least 22 million people above the
internationals, because Nigeria has destroyed over 1 million doses of outdated COVID-19 vaccines. CGTN's Kalechi Emekelan tells us more.
Confidence in its vaccination program.
We have successfully AstraZeneca vaccines. We have come through in opportunity for Nigerians to have further faith in our vaccines.
Say they had a very short shelf life.
A few months ago, an environment where the supply of COVID-19 vaccines were very scarce. They were
dating pose a challenge to us as a country. Tight time span or challenge.
Government sensing a spike amid a fourth wave of the coronavirus pandemic. The West African nation recorded over January. Only about 10 million Nigerians have been vaccinated so far. An official CGT in Abuja, Nigeria.
And with that report, we come to the end of this edition. Monday, December 27, 2021 and Monday, January 3rd. Adama Barrow, meanwhile, has commended the regional campaign committees of the North Bank region and 2 months after the laying of the foundation stone for the construction of the 50 is faring ahead of the summit. Improving their strategies. And on the internationals, Uganda considers rolling out the booster shot following a surge in COVID-19 since expired in November. Well, that was all we had time for in this edition.